Hey Ashton, Megan McCracken here. And in this video, I just have some tips and tricks for you that you can use to improve your online presence, be able to get seen by more people so that you can continue to grow your business. So, we'll be talking about a few things today. Before we do, I just want to explain why I do this. I just help local business owners and with these videos, if with these tips and tricks, if these are things that you can implement yourself or that you want to implement yourself to help yourself to grow, great. Otherwise, some people end up coming back to me and saying, well, Megan, I like you, so please just do this for me. So if that's you, also awesome. I'd be happy to chat more. Good with me either way if it can help you to grow. So we'll jump into it. I'll be talking about a few things. First, a couple of things related to your website. Then I'll talk about Google Business Profile, and then I will quickly touch on advertising as well. So for your website, first of all, obviously the design is beautiful, it is sleek, it's clean, it's easy to follow. As a rule of thumb, as far as getting ranked on Google, so getting to the point where people can see your beautiful website, Google likes to see about 1,500 words on the homepage, which yours had just under 1,000. So not as bad as others, but definitely some room for improvement there. And obviously, you want to make sure also that all of the content on your homepage is optimized for Google. And when I say 1,500 words, I mean like of the actual content itself. It's obviously still helpful to have these types of things that might count toward the word count, but the more of like actual content related to keyword searches, the better. So, we're going to look at a couple of your competitors here. So this is one that's ranking number one for searches in holiday, since I saw that that's where you're located, and that's where you're servicing for the most part. So Rasmussen, they are ranking pretty well for a lot of top keywords, which holiday obviously being in Salt Lake, I grew up in holiday, so love it. Um, Obviously being in Salt Lake is going to be showing up for a lot of Salt Lake City related searches. So I'll show you two websites that are doing that. So this is one for holiday specifically, but like sod installation, Salt Lake City, landscape companies, Utah, landscaping, Utah. Volume relates to how many searches are coming in per month with that specific search. So there's about 90 coming in per month for landscaping, Utah. These guys are getting about a dozen of those searches. So, and that's ranked number four. So even if they were ranked number one, they could obviously be getting even more. And then even if we assume that only like 10% of those convert, that is still a couple that are happening. And then if we can get them to convert, all of these others that they're getting traffic for, then that is a decent handful to a dozen of sales that they're making each month and of additional business of jobs that they're getting per month. So that is the first one is with these guys. And then if we look over at this is Mott. Oh, wait, that's yours. I'll show you in just a second. This is Mott's Landscaping. So these guys are ranking number one for searches in Salt Lake. Or actually, they're ranking number two, but the number one spot is KSL. So they're basically ranking number one. If we look over at their keywords that they're ranking for quite a few. So landscaping Salt Lake City. So look at that volume, 150 per month, and they're getting almost a third of that traffic to their website because they're ranking so well. So they're ranking for all of the stuff related to Salt Lake City, which you being on holiday, obviously you have the potential to do so. So they do that because they have photos that are saved with those keywords. They have paragraphs of content written with those keywords included in there. So Google, when it's crawling the web, it's seeing their website and going, this is relevant to what this person is searching, and it's putting it in front of them. So that's the first thing. Second thing related to website is content. Oh, and actually, before I do, or not content, backlinks. Before I do that, I just wanted to show you you're actually not ranking for any keywords right now. So that's definitely some room for improvement there. But keyword or backlink, excuse me, that we have, that is just the popularity contest of Google. So that's other websites linking back to yours saying, hey, these guys are an authority, so you should really listen to them. And Google will go, okay, so you have 24 domains linking back to yours. So that is a really good start. These guys I saw had, yeah, they had the same roughly the same amount. So honestly, if you could be chasing the same ones they have, including yours, and then be chasing everything that Mott's has as well, as far as backlinks go, you would be golden, especially because Mott's barely has any, but they're still doing really well in Salt Lake. So if you can be combining the content and the backlinks, you'll climb the ranks so fast in the Salt Lake area, which will mean holiday area as well, which since it's, a suburb of Salt Lake. So that is the first thing is just improving a lot of things on your website. Additionally, I would definitely recommend instead of having all of your services listed just here under one, page. Google likes to see a lot of sub pages with about 500 words per sub page. So I would recommend having a drop down menu with each and every one of these with a robust explanation and description of each one of them so that you can get word counted. Um, so that will help out too. And then moving on from your website, let's talk about your Google Business Profile. So Google Business Profile, that just means your Google Map listing. So what this is. Um, and so if we look at, again, landscaping, Salt Lake City, we can see who's in the top slots. Or even Holiday, Utah. I misspelled Holiday. There we go. Okay. So that's all of these guys down here. So this one is a sponsored ad, so I'll talk about ads in a second. But the ones that are just organically showing up in these top 3 slots are these guys. These are the money slots because most people aren't clicking here. I did because that's how I try to find people that I can help out. But otherwise, that's these top 3 slots are really where people are going to be clicking because they're not going to look any further unless the reviews here are really bad or something like that. And so the way that you optimize this is by having a lot of photos, a lot of posts, chasing after as many reviews as you can from previous customers who haven't already given you one. I actually have a form with a pretty high return rate that I let clients use. So those are some ways that you can get yourself into that slot. And then citations. So different websites throughout the web where you can submit all of your business's information. And then the more citations you have, the more Google views you as relevant. And so that's why they'll put people in these top 3 slots. The nice thing about citations is they're one and done. So once you get those citations, you don't have to get them again. It's all done from there. And then from after that, it's just maintaining your profile on a monthly basis. And then, once you can get that into place and your website into place, you'll be great. Those do take a few months typically, especially depending on the keywords that you're trying to rank for, etc. However, some quick lead options are advertising. So I typically recommend a combination of both. So advertising, obviously, or anything that are sponsored, which you actually don't have a ton of competition of a ton of sponsored ads showing up on Google at the very least. And then for Facebook ads, the nice thing about Facebook ads is, you're going to have people who don't necessarily think immediately that they need a landscaper, but they know that they go out into their backyard and it drives them crazy, whatever, like they need new sod or whatever it might be. So then they're scrolling on Facebook. They see an ad with a really engaging and interesting video that lures them in, and it has a really good offer attached to it of like, if you give us your information today or today, we can give you 25% off or whatever it might be. That might make somebody go, this is worth at least looking into. And then they'll give you their information. And then if you're a good salesperson or you have good salespeople on your team, then once you make that call, make that contact with them, you can close the deal. In whatever way necessary that is necessary and ethical, of course. So Facebook ads are a really great thing for the landscaping industry. Google ads are still great because you're getting people with high intent because they're searching for that. They're clearly looking for it. So there's pros and cons to both. If you can do both, great. But if you can only do one or the other, I'd be happy to answer more questions about more pros and cons there. But that is typically something that I recommend starting out the gate while you're getting the other stuff ranked because it will give you so much confidence and give you a lot of quick leads of people coming in and jobs that you wouldn't otherwise be getting because you're not advertising. And then, if you need to take the budget out of advertising to put into other parts of your business once your website's ranked, you might not be getting as many leads that you'd be missing out on from the ads, but you'd be getting a lot more from the traffic coming to your website, just like I showed you of like Mott's and the Rasmussen landscaping we're getting. So that is my last thing. So we went over website, your content being targeted to specific keywords and optimized that way, and then getting backlinks. We talked about your Google business profile, and then we talked about advertising. So again, if you want to chat more, I'd be happy to. My phone number is 385-315-7439, or you can book in the signature of my email that I'll be sending this with. Otherwise, I hope that this was helpful for you, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you, Ashton. Bye-bye.